Hi, my name is Madison Webb. I'm a fourth year student at Texas A&M University. I'm pursuing my undergrad in applied math, my master's in finance. And usually when I tell people this, I usually get some sort of reaction along the lines of, oh, wow, you must be so smart. I could never do something like that. And usually when that happens, it reminds me of the negative attitude that most people have towards math. And even though I believe most people have, natural gifts and abilities towards different things, I truly believe that a lot of the anxiety that a lot of people have about math stems from the way that they were taught. And usually it's from them being taught incorrectly. And so to start this off, I would like to bring you to I'd like to inform you of the nerdier part of myself and bring you back to my childhood where my love for math started. So when I was a kid, I actually created a game for myself called Beat the Register. And the rules are pretty simple. Just figure out what the change is after a transaction and say it out loud in your head before the cashier can say it. And it was just something that I used to do as a kid to kind of keep myself stimulated. And then as I got older, once I started learning about integrals and how to take the volume of things, I would think about how to take the volume of different structures, different buildings, and things like that. It was only once I began to grow up a little bit more that I realized most people don't share this same love for math and numbers. And as I began to tutor people and really kind of delve into why people didn't like math, it usually was because of the way they were taught. Most people had one teacher, and that teacher had one style to solve a specific set of problems. And so if the students didn't adhere to that, it became really difficult for them to be able to get enough credit to pass their assignments. And so one thing I am very thankful for in learning collegiate math is that a lot of my professors really encouraged us to learn how to think for ourselves. So once you go into collegiate math, they really encourage you to try to figure out some way to figure out the problem. There is no one style of thought. You just kind of have to use the tools and resources that they have given you to figure out how to solve the problems. And so looking at how I've been taught in college and then back to how I've been taught throughout elementary, middle, and high school, it kind of leads to the same conclusion that there is a suppression of critical thought, especially in math when you're looking at elementary, middle, and high school. And so the issue with this is that math is rooted in critical thought. The development of the field is based on people exploring and branching out and trying different ideas, and then those ideas working. And so the suppression of critical thought is a much larger problem in society. I don't think it's just specific to math, but it will represent the fall of society because there will be no more progression. And so once I realized that the people that I was tutoring just needed either another way to solve it, or they knew that what they were doing, they just needed somebody to bolster their confidence. It really started to turn their view of math around for them. I mean, they didn't become mathematicians overnight, but they weren't as scared of math. So realizing just a couple of months ago, speaking with my sibling who is a para teacher, I realized that this problem is still around. She told me a story of a young boy who essentially failed one of the assignments because he didn't solve the addition and subtraction problems they were doing the way the teacher had wanted him to. Even though he got the problems right and his logic was still sound, because he didn't do it the exact method she wanted to, he still failed. And so this showed me that this is still a widespread problem, at least we can say in HISD. And so it is something that we do need to take a look at. And so I just want to thank you for listening to me and my opinion on how math does need to be taught in critical thought along with every other subject that we are teaching our young children. Otherwise, we cannot expect for us as a society to progress. Thank you so much.